Hi, this is Dr. Young, and I'm going to go over this week's assignments. I can't believe this term has gone by so fast. That's the one thing about these shorter terms is they just fly by. I mean, it's just right. I don't like that. I like a longer term, but it's just because I feel like I don't really get to know everyone as much as I would like to, or correspond with them via email. But that's just the way it goes, and it gets you through your degree program faster, and that is certainly more important. But anyway, we are near the end. We've got this week and next week, and your projects are due on Sunday at 11:59 p.m. Eastern time or before. If you want to submit it earlier, I don't care. I mean, at this point, we're at week 7. Go ahead and submit it if you want. Tomorrow, you can submit it early. It doesn't matter to me. Someone asked me that, and I figured, I'd clarify that it doesn't matter one way or the other. It will not get graded, though, until next week, because I'm going to grade them all at once. I don't like grading them trickling in, because that means it's more time consuming, and I'd rather just do it all at once. So that's up to you. Someone asked me about a PowerPoint. As you can see in the syllabus, it doesn't require you to do one. You can. I'm flexible about it, really. Let's just look at the rubric real quick. I'm flexible about the use of that, because I just feel that, if you were presenting something, if you were presenting this, you probably would use a PowerPoint, but the assignment, it doesn't require you to do that. So let me just, if I can, this rubric's not wanting to come up. Of course it's not wanting to come up right now. Anyway, so you don't have to. The thing about it is, there's a pop-up. Yep, we're blocking up, and I don't want to block that. Sorry, as I digress into computer maintenance while I'm doing this. What we want to do is, here it is. It's a Word document, and really it's a kind of a comprehensive plan, so it's easier, quite frankly, to put it in an essay format. If you did it in a PowerPoint, you have to think about it this way. You'd need to put all of it, since this is a written assignment, and you're not presenting this to me and having all this, all the notes in your mind. So for the purposes of submitting a presentation in this class, you would have to actually take all of the information from your essay, put it in the speaker notes, and then put summary bullets on the slides, which is a lot more work that you would have to do. So, I mean, honestly, that's really a team decision. So, your call. Yeah, but I will say this. If you submit a presentation, I'm obviously going to be more impressed. But I just want to make sure you understand that when you do a presentation, you do not put all of your information in the slides. That would not be near enough information for you to get a grade. In other words, if you were to just do the presentation in a PowerPoint and then write, some blurbs on a slide, that's not going to do it. I mean, your report, your paper is going to be extensive, and there's a lot of information on there. If you choose to write out your paper, combine it, amongst the, you probably there's been delegation among your team. You compile a paper, and then someone says, let's do this and put it in a presentation. That's one thing. Coming together and saying, okay, I'm going to make this PowerPoint, and then each team member giving, a couple paragraphs of information, I shouldn't say that. A couple sentences of information is probably not going to suffice, because let's say one team member has, for example, prepare an organizational strategic human resource plan. Okay, I'm taking a piece and giving you an example, and then they give me, you give 2 or 3 sentences. I mean, that's not going to do it. That's not going to be enough. So I'm just trying to put it in a perspective so that you can understand what I'm looking for. So, you want to make a presentation in a PowerPoint, fine, but make sure that you've got enough information there. And your speaker notes would be where the meet. Like if you were speaking to someone in a presentation, what you would say would be in your report. It would be in your speaker notes on a presentation. But with a presentation, a PowerPoint, you'd have to have summary bullets, something on the slides to talk about. So again, you're not required to do a PowerPoint. You're required to do this report. That's the requirement. I just want to be very clear. A paper is required. A PowerPoint instead is fine. Your call. Your team's call. Whoever's, So I just want to talk about that. So here we are. And I know I've already probably went over this, but I'm going to do it again just because. It's week 7 and this is what's due. So the first part of your paper, first of all, APA format, title page, running headers, abstract, give me a little summary of what it's about, double spacing, paragraphs indented, hanging indents on your reference pages, double space between each line of your reference page. See here. And anyone, I'm going to go ahead and say it now. If anyone has not participated in the group, I need to know. Somebody send me a message and let me know. Make sure you put my name on the header. The reason I've said that, in case it's not clear, is that everything that you do in that group, every message, I get a copy of. And it says group project. I'm not reading every single one. I mean, are you kidding? I'd be exhausted. I'd be doing that all day. And so I don't. I check randomly to see what's going on, and maybe here an email or there, here and there. So write my name in the subject line of the email if you've got something to email me about specifically. So that's about it on that. So the content development, make sure you're addressing each one of these topics. And you've read about them pretty much at this point. So, or you've at least been, you've had this rubric since the beginning, so you should be able to click on it and say, okay, well, how do I find out about this topic? And of course, external research is obviously encouraged, heavily encouraged. So, all right, so make sure that you're addressing all these. I'm not going to read them again because I've already read them, I think, once, they're pretty self-explanatory. And, and I know this is the last week. If you find that you're doing, maybe your team has delegated each part to, you've got everything set. If anyone has a question about what to write, they don't understand exactly what to write, or, you're confused, or you just want to say, you know what, I'm going to cut, you can cut and paste what you've written and send it to me in email and say, does this look like I'm on the right track? I'll be glad to give you some, feedback on that. No problem. Just don't do it Sunday night. Actually, if you're going to do that, do it by Friday. So I have time to get it back and give you something, because if you give it to me last minute, I'm not going to be able to help you. And it just because it's just too late. So I hope, don't procrastinate on this. And most of you, from what I'm seeing, I don't think anybody's really procrastinating on it, which is really great. So, that's really all. Any questions or concerns, let me know. Honestly, this class has been excellent as far as quality of work. I expect to give a lot of A's in this class. I know it's work intensive. The first couple of weeks are very work intensive. You've got so many assignments due. So, it's just kind of like starts out with a bang, and then at least kind of eases up so it lets you work on this. But understand, this assignment is huge, worth a lot of points, and I expect a lot of work on it. So, and I think you're doing that. So that's all there is really for this one. Let me just turn that, okay, back here. All right, and then their discussion. I just wanted to do the group project first, because you're spending so much time on it. It's probably, You probably wanted a little bit. I just wanted to address that first and get that out of the way, because that's going to obviously be the longest part of this video. So your discussion is President Obama has signed 4 executive orders that will greatly impact federal government contractors. These orders require the following. All federal contractors must post notices informing employees of the rights to form and join unions. All federal contractors may not seek reimbursement for funds spent on influencing employees regarding unionization. All federal contractors succeeding to a service contract must provide job opportunities to employers of previous service contractor. And directed federal agencies taking bids for government construction projects in excess of $25 million to accept only those from contractors who agree in advance to a project labor agreement that requires a union workforce. Do you agree with the executive orders that the president signed? Defend your position. This ought to be interesting, because I know I'm going to get a lot of different, I'm going to get both sides of this, and that's what's great about, unions. What's great about these kind of questions, unions are a very polarizing force in this country, even though they're obviously diminished in their influence. Still, there's a very passionate, feelings on both sides, and understandably so. I think a lot of us have mixed feelings about it, as far as, you know what, there's a lot of bad things about unions, but they're necessary evil. What if you didn't have any, then, you would get, this is where the sticking point of it is, sometimes there's things about unions being corrupt, or, in my experience, I've seen unions be extremely greedy, and got annoyed about it, but that was in an environment specific to working for an organization that had the best health care benefits in a medium-sized city, and someone complaining about a $3 hike in the benefits when people are paying hundreds of dollars more a month for these benefits. So, those kind of things you think, well, wait a minute, you know what? You need to this is the reality of health care. But then there are other situations where a union is absolutely justified in their grievances. So, it's a very variable environment of, right, what's right, what's wrong, and, so anyway, enough of that. Just make sure to post your initial post by Wednesday. Your response is due by Sunday. Everyone's doing pretty well on these discussion posts. I will just say one thing. The only thing that I'm noticing is really students who just don't post a response is really the major issue that I've seen. Or posting an answer that's very short and doesn't address all the the entire question. But very, very few people are doing this. And if you've gotten feedback about it, just try to get that response in there. Try to further the conversation. Try to talk about some kind of or make sure that you use a source, something you need, even if it's your text, because that's actually on the grading rubric. So that's really all for that. Those are the 2 assignments for this week. Any questions or concerns, let me know. I will be posting this on the board now, and I also will be posting something in the professor's notes. Actually, this video, obviously. So, any questions, concerns, let me know. It's been a great term. It's been a pleasure being your instructor. I'll be posting, obviously, one more video for next week, and I'll probably expand my farewells a little. But if you didn't get my email, if you didn't look at it, take a look at your grades, take a look at your feedback. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm always here to help, and I'm not perfect. Sometimes I'll miss something. I know we're all busy. I'm busy, you're busy. Sometimes my eyes, I've just missed something. Or it might be like where you copy and paste something and it doesn't come out right, or something happens sometimes what I'll do is I'll submit grades on the computer, through the internet, and it'll stall on me, and then I'll find out later that the grade's not in there. So just if you see anything strange, just let me know. I'll fix it. So have a great week, and good luck on your completing your final projects. I look forward to reading them all. Thanks. Have a great day.